I was talking to a young man in a barbershop, and this guy, he was complaining about his life. He's around 26, 27 years old. And what he basically was saying is that nobody wants to give him a chance. And my question to him was, why no one wants to give you a chance? And he was complaining. He was talking about how he had 2 felonies. He was talking about how he's put in applications and no one will hire him. And he basically was just saying that the world don't want to see him make anything of himself. So the first question I asked him, I said, okay then. I said, what can you do to change your outcome? He told me, he said, nothing. Me personally, I found that a little awkward. So me and him, we kind of was having a debate. And while having the debate, what he basically was saying is that no one will give him an opportunity. And I told him, I said, but opportunities they're not just given to you. You make opportunities. See, the thing about the world, you make opportunities. Opportunities will never just come to you just because. You got to make them. I said, well, what about the people who has the connections for you? Who can you talk to that can open a door for you? And he was like, nobody will open a door for me. And the first thing I said to him is, well, if no one will open a door for you, what that means is you're not building relationships with the right group of people. And he was like, but I talk to people. I said, yes, it's cool that you talk to people, but do you talk to the right group of people? See, what I learned in life is so many people, they don't talk to the right group of people, and then they complain about not being able to get the certain opportunities that other people get. See, this is the thing about life. You have to find a way to put yourself in the environment of thrivers, of people that's trying to make something of themselves. Okay? Once you get around those people, you have to offer, you have to have something to offer them. See, most people, they want someone just to give them an opportunity, but then it's like, okay, well, what are you offering these people? You have to offer them something. And when he was just complaining and talking about his life, and he said, I can't find a job. I said, okay then, well, there's a job down the street called Labor Ready. Labor Ready will hire you. You just got to go in there with the proper information. They'll hire you on the spot, and they'll actually cut you a check the exact same day. But you know what he said? His excuse was, well, I don't have a social security card. And I'm like, you're complaining about not being able to get the job, but you don't even have the credentials. And you're steady saying, it ain't my fault. Everything coming out of his mind is, I've tried everything. I've done everything. And I'm like, man, you do know that I'm over 10 years older than you. I'm more than 10 years older than you. And I'm trying to tell you what can work for you. He didn't want to hear it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, you're never going to win in life with that attitude. You're saying it's because you got 2 felonies. But guess what? You can still get a job with 2 felonies. What are you going to do in order to change your circumstance? What are you willing to do in order to change your life? There are so many people that complain. They'll complain because of the color of their skin. They'll complain because of their mom and dad. They'll complain about the environment they grew up in. But this is America. In America, you have the opportunity to become anything possible in your life. But what are you willing to do to change your circumstance? Most people, they just complain and complain and complain. What complaining gonna get you? Complaining will never get you anything. It'll never get you nothing. And this is the thing about complaining and making excuses. When you make an excuse is always going to be true. You know why? Because I give you a prime example, right? I can work 2 jobs and I can come home from work, right? And now I'm trying to promote my speaking, okay? I'm on all social media platforms. But I can come home and say, I'm too tired to do a speech. Is that true? Yes, I am tired. But guess what? If I want more in life, I have to do more in life. See, that's the problem with most people. They complain, right? And when you have a complaint, complaints are normally valid. They're normally valid. Someone might say, well, I can't become a great person in life because of my environment, right? No one in my environment became something important. Now, is that true? That could possibly be true, but guess what? That doesn't mean that because everyone else wasn't able to succeed, you're not going to be able to succeed. That's one of the main reasons why I don't even want to be around someone that makes excuses. I don't. And most people, they have an issue with me because they're like, you never make excuses. So even if I tell you something, you're not compassionate. I'm like, I understand, but it's like, once you get through complaining, now what? What we gonna do once we get through complaining? Once you get through complaining, you're still in the same position you was in before. And then the thing about most people, they blame others. You blaming other people for the decisions you make in your life? How? Like how does that change anything? I hear people say, well, my mama didn't ever teach me that. That's cool, but once you got of age, did you ever get around a group of people that can teach you what you need to know? Did you ever put yourself in an environment of people that know more than you? I hear a lot of people, they'll complain about a job and say, man, the job don't pay me enough. This is my question though, right? When have you ever tried to go to school, to get some schooling, to get certification so you can make more money? If the issue is the money, right? Stop complaining and do something about it. Simple and plain. But most people, they spend their entire life and they blame others. It's their fault I'm not this way. It's his fault I'm not this way. It's her fault I'm not this way. I'm like, what are you expecting in the end? You also got to look and start asking yourself, okay, I see I have a problem with my life. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? You can have people, right, that can rather run friendships away, run their friends away. They can break relationships with good people. And you know one of the things they'll sit there and say is that I don't know what I did wrong. That's the problem. I was taught from my father to always, every situation, look to see, okay, what did I do wrong? And once I figure out what I did wrong, guess what? I can start adjusting. But see, this is the most important thing, what I'm going to say right here. This is what helped me change my entire life. Whenever you get to a point in your life and you start saying, everything that happens to me is my fault. When you finally get to that point in your life, boom, like that, your life changes. When you get to a point of saying, okay, I don't make enough money, right? And instead of complaining, you say, okay, well, this is my fault. What can I do different? When I was younger, you know what I did? I went to driving school and got a CDL. I decided to solve the problem. At the end of the day, I felt like at one point in time, my blood pressure was starting to go up a little bit in my early 30s. And you know what I decided to do? I could have been like most people and say it's hereditary. It runs in the genes. But you know what I said? I'm going to start eating healthier. Now my blood pressure is low. Every time I go to the doctor, they're telling me, oh man, it's well under. You're doing a very good job. I started doing more walking, doing more running. I decided to start solving problems instead of just complaining and blaming everybody else. When you get to a point in your life when every single thing that happens to you is your fault, your life drastically changes. If you're a woman and you say, well, I'm not getting the right type of men. As a woman, you stop and ask yourself, okay, well, what am I doing to attract these men? What am I doing wrong? As a man, well, the women that I'm around, they're not anything. They're not good enough. Okay, but why are you attracting those people? Or why are you in those environments? Move to better environments. See, every decision that you make in your life, it always has to be your fault. There's a lot of people with character issues. And with their character issues, you know what they say? Well, I lied to you because you did this to me. Well, I got an attitude with you because you did this to me. I had to raise my voice and have a tone with you because I was mad off something you did. That's the problem. See, every decision in your life is you. It's you. But the crazy part about most people is this. The good people never stick around with them. And you know what they do? They blame others and then they say, man, I just stay to myself. But there's a reason why you stay to yourself. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you're your worst enemy. It's not other people. You're your worst enemy. When you finally get to a point to understand that it's me and it's my fault, that and only then is when your life will change. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 in a dream. I need everyone to like the video. I need everyone to subscribe to the channel. Who in Charge on the Beat? Best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check him out. I need everyone to understand that you are your worst enemy. You are your worst enemy. I am my worst enemy. That's facts. Whatever happens to me is because something I've done. Whether that's true or not, I try to find a way to solve the problem. I don't look to blame, I'm looking to solve the problem. How do we solve problems? When you solve problems, that's when you start to become great. And you become the best version of yourself. And you start changing for the better. Most adults stay the same for one reason, because it ain't my fault. It ain't my fault, it's your fault. It's your fault I caught the attitude. It's your fault I lied to you. It's your fault I cheated on you. It's the supervisor's fault that I didn't get the job. It's the cop fault I got arrested. It's the man's fault. Because remember, this mysterious man controls us. And we got to get past that. It's the man's fault that I live in the hood. It's the man's fault I live in wherever. Any place that's in poverty. That's the problem. It's the man's fault I live in a trailer park. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with $1 in a dream. Please leave your comments. First person comments receives a $10 cash out. Thank you. I'm out.